Hello everyone, this is Mintu Mahin, and in today's session, we will dive into some of the fundamental concepts of Python Pandas for CBSE Class 12 Informatics Practices and Computer Science. So let's get started. These are the topics which we are going to cover. First, what is Pandas? Understanding series, difference between series and list, difference between series and dictionary, difference between series and NumPy array, how to create an empty series. First, let's know some information about Pandas. Pandas was created by Wes McKinney in 2008. The term Pandas is derived from Panel Data System. This can be asked as an MCQ. The term Pandas is derived from Panel Data System. So Pandas is a Python library used for data analysis and manipulation. Which is the library used for data analysis and manipulation? It is Pandas. It's a library used for data analysis and manipulation. Now what do you mean by data analysis? It is the process of interpreting data to find useful information. So Pandas provides two primary data structures. They are series and data frame. These are the two data structures provided by the library Pandas. Pandas, it is a library used for data manipulation and analysis. And which are the two data structures? They are series and data frame. And what is a data structure? A data structure is a way to organize and store data. That is a data structure, a way to organize the data. So which is a library used for data manipulation and analysis? Pandas. Pandas is the library. Which are the two data structures of Pandas? First one series, second one data frame. And the word Pandas is derived from Panel Data System. So Pandas is not a part of Python by default. It's a library. So to use a library, first we have to install it. Next, how to install Pandas? First you open command prompt and run this command, pip install pandas. Your system must be connected to network. So open the command prompt and run the following command, pip install pandas. Pandas will be installed and your system must be connected to network. Now let's learn more about series data structure. A series data structure is a one-dimensional array-like object in Pandas that contains two things. First one, an array of data. Second one, the index. So what is a series? A series is a one-dimensional array-like object in Pandas that contains an array of data and index. So this data can be of any NumPy data type. Usually we use three different types of NumPy data type here. They are int64 for integers, float64 for decimal numbers, and object data type for string or mixed types. So what's a series? It's a one-dimensional array-like object in Pandas that contains an array of data of any NumPy data type and an associated array of labels called its index. So when we learn list, what was the structure of the list? A list of elements, right? Some values enclosed in square bracket. That was a list. And it has index as well. So here also, that is in series, we have index. It can be index numbers or label index. So a series is a one-dimensional array-like object in Pandas that contain an array of data and an associated array of label. That is, for each data, for each value, we have an index. For example, this is how the values are arranged in a series. It looks like a column in Excel file, right? And each value has an index. See, by default the index starts at 0. We can have index numbers which starts from 0. But if we want to customize it, we can explicitly give index names. That is custom index labels. So what's a series? A series is a one-dimensional array-like object in Pandas which contains an array of data and an array of index. Here in this example, this A, B, C, D, E, they are the index of this data array. For the value 1, the index is A. For the value 2, index is B. 3, it is C. 4, D and 5, E. These are the index labels. And now you see, and if we don't explicitly give the index labels, by default this index numbers will be the index of the values, starts with 0. Here you can see it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are our data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the index are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next is the features of a series. Series is one dimensional. That is, it stores in a single column, right? It's like an Excel column. The values are stored in a single column. That's why it is one dimensional. Next, homogeneous. All elements must have the same data type. When we take the data type of a series, we'll get only one single data type. That's what it is, homogeneous, same data type. It's value mutable. What do you mean by mutable and immutable? If we can change the value in place, that is called mutable. If we cannot change the value in place, it is called immutable. In series, we can change the value in place. So series is value mutable. Here, it is size immutable. We cannot change the size of a series. The number of elements in a series cannot be changed directly. But when you add or delete elements, a new object will be created. That time, its size will be changed. But by default, we cannot change the size of the series directly. That's why it is called as size immutable. So which are the features? First one is, it is one dimensional, homogeneous, that is all elements must have the same data type. Third, value mutable, means we can change the value of the series. Last one is size immutable. We cannot change the size of the series. Next topic is the difference between series and list, series and dictionary, series and NumPy array. These questions can be asked as 2-mark questions for your theory examination. So what is the difference between a series and a list? A series is a one-dimensional array-like object with label indices, while a list is an ordered collection of elements without labels. Here in list we can only have index numbers, right? Starts with 0, 1, 2, etc. But in a series we can have labeled index. That is the first difference. And a series is one dimensional. This list, it can be two dimensional also. Nested lists, they are two dimensional. Next, lists use integer based indexing only, while series can have custom labels. Same thing. Lists use only integer based indexing, starts with 0, 1, 2, etc. While series can have custom labels, labeled index. A series supports mathematical operations. Lists do not support mathematical operations. We can add or subtract or multiply two lists. Based on the index, it will do the corresponding operation. But we cannot do those operations using lists. So the differences are, lists use integer based indexing, while series use label indexing and integer based indexing. A series supports mathematical operations, but lists do not support mathematical operations. These are the differences. Next is difference between series and dictionary. A series stores data with label indices similar to key value pairs in a dictionary. What is the structure of a dictionary? Key value pairs enclosed in curly braces, right? We know the structure of the dictionary is key value pairs separated by commas enclosed in curly bracket. So there we use the key to access the value. Here also it is the same thing. We can use the labels to access the data. But a series supports vectorized operations and mathematical computations. Like two series can be added together. We can do the subtraction, multiplication, etc. But in dictionaries, we cannot do that. That is the difference between series and dictionary. Next is difference between series and NumPy array. A series is similar to a NumPy array but includes label indices. As in the list, the difference between list and series, here also it is same. A series is similar to NumPy array but includes label indices. Means series can have both label indices and the integer indices, but NumPy array can have only integer indices. Then series allow data alignment during operations, during vector operations, even if indices do not match. But NumPy array don't do vector additions if the indices are not same. Then a series is used for data analysis. Mainly the series is used for data analysis, but NumPy arrays focus on numerical calculations. So a series is similar to NumPy array but includes label indices. Series allow data alignment during operations. We can do the vector operation only if indices match in NumPy array. A series is used for data analysis while NumPy arrays focus on numerical computations. Next, import pandas. Pandas is an external library, right? It is used for data analysis and manipulation. It's not part of Python's standard distribution. So to use pandas function, you need to import it. And this is our import command. Import pandas. Now if you want to use an alias name for the library, we can use this as, then the name. That's what import pandas as pd. Import pandas as pd. After this as, can we have some other name? For example, import pandas as am. Is it correct? Yeah, that is also correct. We can have any name as the alias name. So this is the import command, import pandas as pd. If you are using any of the data structures or functions of this pandas library, first we have to import pandas into our program. And this is the command. Import pandas as pd. If I just write import pandas, is it correct? Yeah, that is also correct. But when we access the data structures or functions of this library pandas, we need to use the name of the library first, dot the function name. So everywhere we have to use pandas in that case. That's why we are giving an alias name. So this import pandas as pd, it assigns the alias pd for easy use of the code. Next is how to create an empty series. To create an empty series, use the following code. First, the function used to create an empty series is series function. That S must be in capital letter. Okay. So this series function belongs to pandas library. So what we have to do first? First we need to import pandas. What is the command? Import pandas as pd. Then the alias name is pd, so we can write pd dot series. Then don't pass anything. There is no argument. If you don't pass any argument, then it will create an empty series. That is pd dot series, open and close the bracket. Now if you want to save the series somewhere, then you can use s equal to pd dot series, so that the empty series will be stored in s. Now if you need to store this series, then we have to store it to a variable, right? So we can write s equal pd dot series, open and close the bracket. It will create the series and will be stored in s. Now if you want to print the series, how to print? Using print command, print s. And you should know what the output is. And this is the output when we print the series. See the data type by default, the data type is float 64. When you create an empty series, it defaults to a float 64 data type as no data is provided. So which is the function used to create a series? It is series and it belongs to pandas library. So we have to write pandas.series. Suppose I have given an alias name pd. While importing the pandas, what is the import command? Import pandas. The alias name is as pd. Import pandas as pd. So how to write the function to create an empty series? S equal pd dot series, open and close the bracket. Don't pass anything to the series function. Then it will create an empty series. Suppose you pass 0 inside the series function. Will it create an empty series? No, it will not create an empty series. What will happen? 0 will be the value of that series. That is a data in the series. That 0 will be a data in the series. So it is not empty. So if you want to create an empty series, don't pass anything. Now let's have a quick revision. We learned what is pandas. What is pandas? It's a Python software library, right? Python's library for data analysis and manipulation. Which are the two data structures? Series and data frame. How to install pandas? Pip install pandas in command prompt. Now what is series data structure? Series data structure. It's a pandas data structure that represents a one-dimensional array. An array of data and an associated array of index, right? Now next is, which are the key features of a series? A series is one-dimensional, it is homogeneous, it is value mutable and size immutable. Then differences between series and list, series and dictionary, and series and NumPy array. Now how to import pandas in your program? Import pandas as PD. How to create an empty series? What is the function used to create a series? It is series function. It must be in capital letter. It belongs to pandas. So it is pandas.series. Right. How to create an empty series? Don't pass anything to the function series. I hope these concepts are clear. Now that you understand the basics, let's test your knowledge. Yeah, questions time. Pandas stands for, which is the correct option? Panel Data System. Correct option is Panel Data System. Dash is an important library used for analyzing data. Which is a library used for data analysis? Pandas, right? Next, important data structure of pandas is dash. Which are the important data structures of pandas? Which are the important data structures? The two important data structures are series and data frame. So the correct answer is C, both of the above. A dash is a one-dimensional array. Which is one-dimensional array here? Series. Series is a one-dimensional array. Data frame is two-dimensional. Next, a series by default has numeric data labels starting from dash. Which is the starting number? Is it 0 or 1? It is 0. The integer index starts with 0. Next, the data label associated with a particular value of a series is called its dash. What is that data label called? It is called the index. Right. The label associated with the value is called index. Now, which of the following modules is to be imported to create a series? Which is a module? That is pandas. Which of the following function helps to create a series? Which function is used? First one is series and second one is also series. We know series function is used to create a series, but what is the difference between these two series? See, the first one, the S is small, but it should be capital, right? So the answer is B. Write the output of the following. Import pandas as PD, series 1 equal PD.series. Here we haven't passed anything to series function. So what will happen? An empty series will be created. And what will be the output? This will be the output with the default data type float 64. Thank you.